But I'm here to tell you, you can change anything about you. I don't care where you grow up, what color you are, what you believe in. Like, you have the ultimate control in your life to change and elevate, but you have to understand that it starts with you, and you have to put yourself in a place mentally, physically, and spiritually where you're able to grow and thrive. Welcome back to another episode of the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Crane. We're here in beautiful Santa Barbara, California at the Unstoppable HQ. And you guys, do me a favor, please subscribe and share my YouTube channel, my podcast. I want this message to reach more people, and I need your help. I'm on a mission to change the world, but I'm just one man. I need you to step up, to level up, and we got to do it together. Today, I want to share with you guys a profound message. I want to talk to you about how I died and came back to life. My near-death experience. But before I do, I want you to write this down. NDE, near-death experience. After you listen to this episode, YouTube that term. I've been watching these episodes of individuals who literally have flatlined. Their heart stopped beating. They were in a car accident or some horrific thing happened to them. Maybe they were in surgery. Something took place where they literally stopped living. Their heart stopped beating. And this took place for minutes, sometimes a long period of time, 30 minutes, in one case, even 60 minutes where somebody was flatlined and they came back to life. And they talk about their experience, going to the afterlife, going to the heavens, what they saw, what they felt, what they experienced. And it's truly profound. It will change your perspective about your life. It will change the way you look at what you're here to do. In the past, I've been very hard on people about telling them they have one life to live. Give it your all. Go all in. You get this one opportunity and one chance. And you hear a lot of motivational speakers, and you hear this in movies and songs. And it's not true. It's not true. You get multiple chances to thrive, but you're not going to remember those other lives. Earth is just a stage. Earth is a stage where you can come to learn lessons and gain experience. That's all it is. It's like a classroom. So rather than looking at this one opportunity to live the ultimate life, what if you change your perspective and realize this is an opportunity to experience life, to try things, to fail, to fuck up, to experience all the emotions you can on the spectrum of emotions, to do anything and everything that your heart is calling you to do? What if instead of putting so much pressure on yourself to get it all right the first time, you were just more open-minded and willing to try things and gain life experience? You see, after watching these NDEs, these near-death experiences of other people, I realized that that's exactly what we're here to do, because all these stories, they have the same theme. They have the same variables. The people who have gone through this express the same type of situation and understanding. And one of the main takeaways they have is that they spent so much time in their lives worrying about trivial things that don't really matter. Like things that we put so much pressure and stress on ourselves to figure out or to do right. Dude, it's a waste of time and energy. You're here to learn and experience stuff. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to get everything right. But so many people, they put themselves under that type of pressure. And what it does is it freezes them in their tracks. They don't really go after the things in their life they want to because they're scared of failure, or if it might not go their way. They're so scared to be their true selves because they're worried about being judged. Like, a lot of people live in a state of stress and pressure that prevents them from experiencing everything this life has to offer. So I want to talk to you about my near-death experience. This is the only way I know how to describe it. When I went to prison at 23 and I was facing life in prison, I feel like that person, that version of me, died forever. And I feel like God reached down and touched me on the shoulder and said, son, I'm going to give you a second chance. I'm going to show you and help you to feel everything that you did wrong in that first chapter of your life. And I'm going to give you clarity and direction as to how you can go and live the ultimate life here on after. And I truly feel like that's what happened to me. I sat in my cell and I analyzed every moment of my life leading up to that point. I thought about all my goals and dreams as a kid. I thought about all the things I wish I would have done differently. And the main thing that stood out to me is all the stuff I didn't do that I wanted to do. And the reason I didn't do the stuff I wanted to do was out of fear and doubt and insecurity. I was so worried at that young age about, what other people would think of me, or if things didn't go right, or whatever it was. And most people, they start to experience that around, 11, 12. We start to get very self-conscious and aware of other people's opinions of us. And they never get back to that childhood person who dreamt big and was bold enough to go after those dreams. They limit themselves from there on out for the rest of their lives, through high school, adolescence, after high school. Like, most people settle and they never get back to their true selves. And that's what happened to me before prison. And then when I sat in that cell and I felt the pain behind every choice and decision I made, it was torture. And I couldn't escape from it. And I had to sit there and I just had to endure it. And it fucking pierced a hole in my heart, man, to the point where, like, I got so fired up and pissed off and angry, I was willing to do anything to seek redemption. And that's when I was able to get clear on who I really wanted to be in this life. And imagine sitting in that cell at 23 facing life in prison, starting to get these grandiose visions. I'm talking about the biggest, most illustrious visions you can imagine of what life could be like. And knowing that it's 10, 20, 30 years in the future, but if you start the process now, it's possible. Like, would you have the courage to go on that path and journey? Like, when I was sitting in that cell, the only reason I chose that path is because the pain of that other road in life was so severe, I was never going to go down that road ever again, no matter what. So I was willing to go into the unknown and find out what this new path would lead to. And the only reason I was courageous enough to do that is because I truly felt like I died and got a second chance at life. I mean, imagine if you got in a car accident and, you know, the doctors were telling you you're paralyzed and you're sitting in a hospital, and then all of a sudden you feel your legs tingling a couple weeks later, and then a couple months later you're able to walk again. Like, I would hope that you would want to come out of that hospital bed and run around the fucking world and run up mountains and marathons and you use your legs every day to their maximum potential. Same thing with your eyesight. You know, imagine if you went to the doctor because your eyes were all blurry and, like, your vision was messed up, and they said you had this degenerative disease that was going to take away your ability to see. But then some new treatment came out a year later after you being blind, and suddenly you could start to get glimpses of colors, and suddenly you could start to see, like, silhouettes of family members' faces that you had almost forgotten, and you started to see nature and the beauty all around us. Like, you would cherish your vision in a way that you never thought was possible. So, like, these examples, that's what happened to me on a deep internal spiritual and emotional level, you know? And I remember I fell back in love with life. As a kid, I loved life and I loved myself and I wanted to be the best. And I lost that feeling for a long time because I went through a really dark period of my life. And in jail, when everything was taken from me, I realized how precious every aspect of life is. Just waking up in the morning and being able to breathe air is such a blessing. Like, being able to walk with your legs, being able to read and absorb information. You know, one of the main things I missed in jail was conversations of substance, being able to really have an in-depth intellectual conversation with somebody and listen and learn. I craved that so badly because in there you don't get those type of moments. There's not that type of caliber of individual. It's few and far between. So there was so many things that I just thought about. You know, I thought about past relationships with girls and things that I had done wrong and things I wish I'd improved upon. And I just remember I made a promise to myself, like, the next woman I get, man, I'm going to treat her like a queen. I'm going to cherish her. I'm going to give her the world. Like, all those things that I reflected on set the stage for this new version of me that I desperately wanted to become. So I had so much time to think and envision who that guy was. But then it came down to doing the work every single day to build myself into that person who could then go out into the world and get those results. And this is the thing people are missing right now in life. They don't realize you got to stack these bricks every single day to build your masterpiece. You know, like, if you're not willing to get up every day and do the work, these things that are monotonous and redundant, how do you think you're ever going to evolve into the person you want to be? You know, so for me, it was knowing what was at stake and getting this second chance at life that has led to insurmountable inspiration and motivation on a daily basis. I have so much gratitude in my heart and so much drive inside my soul to excel, to exceed, to experience life. Like, I never think about failure. I never think about stopping. I never think about giving less than I'm fully capable of, you know, and it's allowed me to continuously grow and show up every day in life where I could learn, I could get better results, I can make an impact on other people. And I'm seeing growth in real time still to this day. You know, I see myself grow and I feel that growth acquired on a daily basis. And if you're not experiencing that, like, where do you think you're going to be in 5 or 10 years? Is that where you want to be? Probably not. Right? So look at you guys. Stop putting so much fucking pressure on yourself. If you want a new perspective around what this journey is all about, go on YouTube right now and type in near-death experiences and start watching these clips of people who have literally died and come back to life. get their perspective, absorb it, and just look at your life and ask yourself, am I really living the way I'm intended to live? Or am I just stuck in this little bubble of fear and doubt and limitations? You literally will create your own perspective in life, and that perspective becomes the lens in which you see the world. This is your self-talk, your beliefs, your daily actions. My world is full of nothing but endless possibilities. My world is full of love and gratitude. My world is full of results. My world is full of amazing moments with my children, with my wife, with my friends, with my business partners, with my clients. Like, I've cultivated this perspective. So it starts by the way you think. The way you think affects how you feel, and that affects your daily actions. And it's a cyclical pattern, right? If your actions are positive and aligned to who you want to be, that reinforces those beliefs. That expands your vision and perspective. And over time, you can create a life by design. You create your own world. Like, your world is subjective to you based on your upbringing, your beliefs, your environment, your surroundings, your self-talk, your daily actions. It's subjective, meaning it's for you and you alone. The next man's life is completely different because his perspective is different than yours. So, you guys, I died and got a second chance at life. That's why I'm here, because I'm truly all in. I haven't met very many people that are really all in. I could probably count them on one hand. And you'll see them. They will stand out to you in such a profound way because they move differently, they operate differently, and they get ahead much quicker. They achieve things on a monumental level. They make you feel different just by hearing what they say and the way they say it. So I'm telling you, man, if you want to live the ultimate life, it all starts with this internal shift that you have to go through. If you haven't experienced that shift, it's because you're in a comfort zone where you're not getting new information, your beliefs aren't being challenged, and nothing is creating a pattern interrupting your life that's causing you to become a different version of yourself. If you want to become a different version of yourself to create different results, there has to be something that takes place that's going to alter this cyclical pattern that you're stuck in. I'm living proof of what's possible, and I know that anybody out there listening to this can overcome things like addiction, limiting beliefs, negative self-talk. I don't care if you grew up in poverty. I grew up with parents who were battling addiction that didn't teach me much in life that I use to this day. They taught me a lot about who I didn't want to be, but they didn't really give me a clear path to get to where I'm at today. I had to go to the school of hard knocks. And I thank God for that. But I'm here to tell you, you can change anything about you. I don't care where you grow up, what color you are, what you believe in. Like, you have the ultimate control in your life to change and elevate, but you have to understand that it starts with you, and you have to put yourself in a place mentally, physically, and spiritually where you're able to grow and thrive. Look, you guys, I'm on a mission to change the world, but I can't do it by myself. I need you to step up and lead by example. And I need you to subscribe and share this podcast episode with everybody that you know that needs to be inspired to level up in their lives. Like I said, I'm on a mission to change the world, but I can't do it alone. I need you. Let's do it together.